Hello everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice today to open up, get some movement through the hip joints where we can tend to store a lot of information, a lot of energy. Things sometimes get stuck there, so we'll get that area moving, get our energy, our prana flowing through the hip joints. We'll also bring in a little bit of core activation to raise our energy level and get things going and flowing. You may want a couple of blocks for the practice, so grab your blocks, come join me on the mat, and come down onto your back. Slowly lower yourself down, and then we'll take the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to open out to the sides. And now here, if this feels a little bit too intense on the inner legs, you could tuck a block underneath each knee or thigh. Give yourself a little bit of support. So just a nice, gentle opening here through the hips, nothing too stressful. Just getting started here. So take a moment to settle in. Again, supporting the legs as needed with blocks if you like. If it feels okay for you, close your eyes. Or just find a soft and steady gaze. You can bring your hands to rest on your belly, or one hand to heart, one hand to belly, or just bring the arms out to the side with the palms to face up. Take a moment to arrive. Let yourself be. Let go of any agenda. Begin to just feel your breath. And check in with yourself and notice how your body feels today. Notice what's going on with your mind, any thoughts floating through. Notice any emotions, feelings. And just notice how your energy feels. Always bringing in that sense of curiosity and letting go of any judgment. We'll bring in our intention as always. Invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you like to carry the intention out into your day, out into the world with you. Approaching everything with this foundation of love and kindness for yourself. So let everything soften, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the legs relax. Let the feet relax. Let the whole body relax. The torso, the arms, the head, neck. Relax your jaw. Relax your face. And then begin to slowly flutter your eyes open. Lift up your knees, draw the knees in towards each other, and now step your feet wide to the outer edges of your mat and allow the knees to knock in towards each other. And just take a breath or two here. A few nice, deep, smooth, steady breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, or if you like, in through the nose and sigh the breath out through your mouth. And while you're here, you could begin to rock the head from side to side. And then bring your head to center. Let's walk the feet in about hip width distance. And now draw the knees in towards your chest. Take hands to the knees or the shins. Inner legs together, inner edges of the feet together. Begin to roll your knees around in a few circles. Finding some opening up through the low back. And then we'll switch the direction of the circles. And then bring your knees to center. And we'll take hands to the back of the thighs. Lift the feet up, send the feet up towards the ceiling with the knees bent. Pull the thighs in towards the chest, finding a happy baby modification here. Drop your sacrum down towards the mat. Then stay here, or if you like, if it's available to you, reach hands for your feet. Inner edges, outer edges, heels, calves, shins, whatever you can grab, and gently pull the knees down towards the armpits. Staying at center, here in your happy baby, or if you like, you can take some gentle rocks from side to side. And then bring yourself to center. Now extend the legs up, inner legs come together, feet together. We'll take the hands inside of your thighs. Slowly begin to open the legs out to the sides to your degree. Flex the ankles, press out through the heels. And then slowly lift the legs back up. Bring the legs to center. Now you can take the arms down alongside the body, or take your hands to grip the edges of your mat, or if you like, you need a little extra support for the low back, you could for a moment drop the feet down to the mat, lift up your hips, tuck your hands underneath the hips and the sacrum, send the legs back up. And then we'll begin to open and close the legs, crossing one ankle in front, opening the legs, and then crossing the other ankle in front, opening and crossing the legs, back and forth, other ankle in front each time. Nice and easy. Relax through your face and your jaw and your shoulders. Relax your forehead. Keep the breath nice and easy. And then stick with this, or if you like, you can begin to lower the legs down towards the mat as you're opening and crossing, and then lift the legs back up towards the ceiling as you continue to open and cross. Finding your pace here, you can keep it nice and slow. You can pick up the pace a little bit if that calls to you. Then bring the legs back up, feet reaching up to the ceiling as if you could plant the feet up on the ceiling. Then we begin to cycle the legs here, bending one knee, straightening out through the other leg, cycling the legs. And then you can move the legs up and down as you are pedaling the legs out. And then draw both knees into the chest if the hands are underneath you. Pluck out the hands, bring them to the knees. Curl yourself up, draw your forehead up towards your knees, hug yourself in towards center, and then relax the forehead down. Let's take our happy baby again, hands to back of the thighs, feet reaching up towards the ceiling, hold it here, or reach the hands for the feet. And then we'll keep a hold of the right foot, drop the left foot down to the mat, coming into a half happy baby. Take both hands to this right foot. Gently pull that right knee down towards the armpit. You'll feel that left hip pop up off the floor a little bit, and then press the left hip sacrum down towards the mat. That right foot will lift up a little bit, and then toggle yourself side to side. Right knee pulls down, left hip will pop up a little bit, And then plant that left hip down. Right foot will move up a little bit. So a few little pulses here, side to side. And then let's send that left foot back up to our full happy baby and switch it. Drop right foot down to the mat. Both hands come to that left foot. Pull that left knee down towards the armpit or down towards that left side of the mat. Right hip sacrum will pop up off the mat a little bit, and then you press that right sacrum down, right half of the pelvis down towards the mat. Left foot will pop up a little bit, and then left knee draws down to the mat. Right hip presses down, little toggle side to side here. And then we'll send right foot up, come back into that happy baby. Drop your feet down to the mat. Let's take soles of the feet together. Open the knees out to the side again. And then knees into the chest. Now either find your way up to a seated position, or if you like, you can rock and roll yourself back and forth a few times. And maybe if it is available for you, you roll yourself all the way up into a squat. And then we'll take the feet wide. Toes, knees angling out to the sides. You lower your bum down, coming into squat pose, malasana. Let's take the palms together. Elbows tuck inside the knees. Elbows pressing the knees open as you also hug the knees in towards the elbows, finding a little bit of resistance here. Finding some length from your tailbone all the way up through the spine, up and out through the crown of your head. And then let's take hands down to the mat. Bring yourself into table. And then extend that right leg back behind you, hip level-ish. Now we'll take that right leg out to the right side, tap the toes down to the floor. Lift that right leg up and back behind you, and then sweep that right leg over towards the left side off of the mat. Come onto the ball of that right foot, and then pick that right leg back up. Again, bring those right toes over towards the right side. Send that right leg back behind you. And again, right foot drops over towards the left side of the mat. Lift it back up. One more time. Right foot comes over to the right side. Tap that foot down. Send that leg back up behind you. And then last time, ball of that right foot moves over towards the left side off of the mat. Come on to ball of the foot. And then extend that right leg back behind you. Release that right knee down to the mat. Let's extend the left leg back behind. And then we'll take left toes out to the left side. So the foot will come off of the mat, out to the side. And then we send that left leg back behind. Sweep that left foot over off of the right side of the mat. Bring the ball of the foot down, press out through the heel. Left leg extends back behind you and then over to the left again. Send the leg back, over towards the right. One more time, extend that leg back behind you. Bring those left toes over towards that left side. Last time, extend leg back behind you and then send the left toes over towards the right side. Let's extend that leg back and release that knee down to the mat. Send your right foot back to the mat. Come on up onto the ball of that right foot. Press down into your hands. Pick that left knee up. Draw it in towards nose, chest, forehead. Curl yourself in. And then release that left knee down to the mat. Release right knee also. Extend that left foot down the mat. Come up onto ball of that left foot. Press into your finger pads. Hug in through the arms. Lift yourself up and hug that right knee up towards your nose or your forehead. And then release that right knee down to the mat. Come back through your table. Send the ball of that right foot down again. Coming up onto ball of the foot. Press into the hands. Curl that left knee up towards nose, chest, forehead. Release that foot down to the mat again. Come back into your table. And then send the left foot back to the mat. Again, coming up onto ball of the foot, pressing into fingers, hands. Curl yourself in. Hug that right knee up towards nose, chest, forehead. And then release that foot down to the mat. Let's lift that right knee out to the side, fire hydrant here, keeping hips level. And then draw that right knee back behind you. Press that right foot up towards the ceiling. Draw that right knee down to meet the left, but keep it hovering. And then circle that right knee out to the right again. Send the leg back behind you. Bring the right knee back down to meet the left, to hover. Open the leg out to the side and continue a few more circles around. And then release that knee down to the mat. Extend that left leg out to the left side. Shin parallel-ish to the floor. 90-degree angle with that hip, with that knee. And then send that left foot back behind you, pressing foot up towards ceiling. Bring that left knee down to meet the right, to hover next to the right. And then we'll open that left leg out to the side. Knee hovers. Send the leg back behind you, foot pressing up towards ceiling. And then the left knee comes back to meet the right, to hover next to the right. And then a few more times you circle this leg around, opening up through the left hip now. And then bring that left knee back down to the mat, coming back into your table. Let's rock both hips over towards the left and then bring your bum back towards your heels. Circle the hips over to the right and then back through your table. A few more times, circling yourself around. And then we'll switch the direction of the circles. And bring yourself back to center. Come back to sit on your heels. Drop over to one hip. Swing your legs around. Let's take soles of feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana. Hands either to ankles or shins, or reach the finger pads behind you underneath your shoulders. Press down through your sitting bones, your pubic bone. Lengthen up through the sides of the waist, through the side body. Reach the crown of the head all the way up to the ceiling. Nice and tall through the spine. Stay here or begin to walk the hands forward and reach the heart forward. And then bring yourself back up. Now let's open the legs wide. Upavishta Konasana. Fingers behind you, press down into the heels. Could have a bigger little bend in the knees here if the hamstrings are tight. Rooting down through finger pads. Again, lengthening up through the spine. And then we'll take soles of the feet back together, sitting up tall. Now let's extend the legs out in front, Dandasana, staff pose. Again, bigger little bend in the knees if you need it. Take the feet back together, Baddha Konasana. Send the legs out wide. Press down into your finger pads. Sit up nice and tall here, stay here, or we'll walk the hands forward. Let yourself melt into your degree. So give yourself a little rock or a little sway from side to side. And then walk yourself back up, hands under the thighs, pick up the legs, bring the feet back into your Baddha Konasana. And then we'll bend the left knee, take that left foot shin along next to your left hip, and bring that right foot to touch that left thigh. So you're bringing yourself into this stag pose with the legs. Fingers behind you. Again, you press down into the finger pads, lengthen up through the spine. Then we'll take the left hand over to the right knee, little baby twist over to the right. Bring yourself back to center, and now let's just switch the legs, pick them up and move them. So now you bend that right knee, bring that right shin and foot back alongside that right hip. Left knee bent, left foot comes to touch that right thigh. Fingers behind you, pressing down into the earth, lengthening up towards the sky. And then we'll take a little twist. Right hand comes to that left knee. Little spin over to the left. And let's do it again. Switch the legs again. Stag legs over to the other side. Nice tall spine. And then a little baby twist over to the right. And again, let's shift the legs. Sitting up tall, and then little baby spin over to the left. Bring yourself back to center. Let's bring both legs in, coming into our easy seat. Could stay here if it's available to you. You can stack your right shin on top of your left, so that right foot will sort of hang off the edge of that left leg. And you may have a big or little gap in between the right knee and the left foot. You could tuck a block in between the two if you need, a pillow, a bolster, a blanket. So give yourself a little support. Or again, you could stick with easy seat and just have one shin in front of the other. Fingers behind you, sitting up nice and tall. And we'll stay just like this. Or again, if you like, you can walk the hands forward, fold yourself in a little bit, keep the spine nice and long. And then walk yourself back up, and we'll just switch the cross of the legs. So now the left leg will cross over the right. Left ankle comes to rest on that right thigh. Edge of that left foot hanging off of the left thigh. Legs stacked, and again, if you need something to tuck in between the two legs, feel free to do that. Press down into the earth, find that nice tall spine, stay here, or we'll walk it forward again. And a few more deep, smooth, steady breaths, sending your breath into those hip joints. And then slowly walk yourself up. Uncross the legs, plant the feet down, knees pointed up, feet wide, and then just begin to wave your knees from side to side. And then bring the knees back up. Let's find your way down onto our back. Extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Knees soft. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and then just give yourself a few little shakes. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs, shake out the feet. Any movement that feels intuitive here. Drop your feet down, feet to outer edges of the mat, arms wide. Let's wave knees side to side. Finding your pace. You could keep it slow, you could speed it up. And then draw the knees into the chest, hands to back and the thighs. Find that happy baby modification. Stay here, or again, reach hands up for feet, shins, heels, whatever you can grab. Stay centered or rock yourself side to side. Bring it to center. Give the arms and the legs one more last shake. Drop the feet down to the mat. Let's take the soles of the feet together again. Open the knees wide out to the sides. Take your blocks again if you like. If you need a little support here, tuck the blocks under the thighs or the knees. Arms out to the side, or hands to belly, or one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Close your eyes. Thank yourself for showing up for yourself today, for carving out this sacred time with yourself. for being there for you, honoring yourself. Wherever you are today, whatever's happening for you, come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. Let's pick up the knees. Bring the inner legs together. Now cross right knee over the left. Lift up your hips. Bring them an inch or two over to the right. Slowly drop the legs over to the left. Little twist. And turn your head over towards the right. And then bring your legs back up. Uncross the legs. Recenter your hips. And then other side, cross left knee over the right. We'll pick up the hips, bring them an inch or two over to the left. Let the knees drop over to the right. Maybe you let the head roll over to the left. And then bring your knees back up to center. Uncross the legs, recenter the hips. Roll yourself over to one side and slowly press yourself up. Bring yourself back into a seated position. Bring your palms together at your heart. Thank you so very much for sharing this short, gentle hip opening practice with me today. Hope it helped. Hope you were able to move some stuff and let go of some junk, anything you might have been holding on to but didn't need anymore. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much. With love and gratitude. Namaste.